All right, so it's time to bring you all the latest in the world of sports. So with me, Thierry Nyan, here on Media Live. Now let's start off with some CAF Confederations Cup news, and there have been some draw for the round of 16 that took place earlier this morning. So on your screens now, you are going to be seeing all of that, and TP Mazembe have been drawn with old rivals, in some of what makes it a very, very interesting pairing. And that is actually one of the headlines for the intriguing draw. And then, the pick of the pack is the battle between former continental champions, from DR Congo and their, Algerian counterparts, JS Kalibi. And then, there are some other very, very interesting parents over there as well. One of them happens to be FUS Rabat against MAS Fez, and then Tanzanian campaigners, young Africans who are also from Algeria. All right, now let's go straight to England, where Manchester United's Bastian Schweinsteiger, he is the outcast over there, and of course the misfit as well, and he is to join MLS side Chicago Fire. It was announced this morning the 32-year-old moves to Chicago as only the second reigning world champion to move to the MLS. The German could join Veljko Paunovic's team by the next week, depending on the P1 visa application and a physical, the Chicago Tribune reported. Schweinsteiger, who last played for United in March, rejected offers to leave Old Trafford in the summer because he wanted to assess the offers from the MLS. Now, Vice President of Ghana, Dr. Mamudu Bawumia, has received the Gold Coast 2018 Commonwealth Games baton relay on behalf of the people of the country. He is confident Ghana will perform better at the international multi-sport event to be held from April 4 to 15 in Queensland, Australia, than in previous games.
Ghana is the second country to receive the Gold Coast 2018 baton after Sierra Leone. The baton is expected to go through all 52 Commonwealth member countries and some 70 nations and territories. President of the Ghana Olympic Committee, Ben Nunu Mensah, is optimistic Ghana will win more laurels in the upcoming games. Dr. Louise Martin is the president of the Commonwealth Games Federation.
Our aim is, when we're here, to make sure your people of your country touch this, feel it and see it, because Her Majesty put her message in it for everybody to see. That's the last thing she said to me when I met her last week, was please tell everybody that Africa is, she's so passionate about Africa, and she's pleased that the baton is into the country, into Africa, and Ghana is the second country to be able to receive this baton.
The Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, urged Team Ghana to prove its merit in the upcoming event.
Ghana has been a member of the Commonwealth since 1957, basically when we got independence. So we've been in the Commonwealth for 60 years. And Ghana has participated in every Commonwealth game since then, pretty much except the 1986 Edinburgh Games. We've participated pretty much in every Commonwealth Games, and we've done reasonably well. We thank Her Majesty the Queen for her goodwill message and her passion for Africa. We hope our athletes come back with a lot of gold.
The 2018 International Multi-Sport event will be held from April 4 to 15 on the Gold Coast in Queensland, Australia.
Now, President of the Sports Writers Association of Ghana says the lifetime ban imposed by FIFA on referee Joseph Lamte is indicative of a general rot in Ghana refereeing. Kwabena Yabuato told TV3 Sports the ban highlights the deep rot in refereeing in Ghana.
It will not be surprising to followers of Africa football because if you follow the activities of referee Lamte, it's not particularly been the best. Don't forget that a few years ago he was banned for 2 years for officiating in a game involving Esperance and Ali, in which he gave a very, very dubious, disallowed a dubious goal. And so he was banned. This is not the first time. And a number of football fans watched that particular game involving South Africa, the Bafana, and Senegal. And he awarded a penalty, which was ridiculous. And I remember very well, Mark Gleason, who was running commentary on that day, who is a South African, expressed total shock, utter dismay, and was dumbfounded. If we want to inject total integrity and sanity in our football, this is the way it should be.
With this information, how bad is it for our Ghanaian referees?
If you consider the fact that during the last Africa Cup of Nations, not a single Ghanaian was involved, it is so embarrassing, and so humiliating. And this is not the first time. For a number of years, you don't find Ghanaian referees involved in top competitions on the African continent. And instead of getting worried, I'm sure they come out with all manner of funny excuses. The truth of the matter is that our referees are not doing well. And if our game stinks, the Ghanaian game stinks and is so rotting, it's partly because of the naked bias of some of our referees and the complete ineptitude and inefficiency of our referees.